What's going on, everybody? KKamm here, and I know it's been a while. Last time I was making videos was actually like summer of 2017. It was before Huntsman had left, and I was talking about making a return, both to Call of Duty and in videos. And real quick, before I start this video, I just wanted to kind of explain what these videos are for. I don't ever make these videos as an attempt to grow my channel or expect that I'm gonna somehow get big off of videos like these. These videos are more just me kind of talking about what's going on in my life at certain times in my life, so that way, whether it be a year, 2 years, 10 years down in the future, I can come back to these videos and watch them, and I'll remember a ton of stuff that I forget or that I might have forgotten. And I kind of have gotten a little mad at myself over the last couple of years for not making these videos, because I already guarantee that there's tons of stuff that I've forgotten that I'm never going to remember, just because I never kind of brought them out into a recorded area where I can go back and look at it or listen to something. And so I guess now this is sort of my way of doing that. It's not in any way me saying that I'm going to start making videos consistently again. I'd like to, but I just don't really have much to do, and I'll explain why over the next couple of videos. I'm going to probably put out like 3 or so. I'm going to do this one that's talking about World War II. I'm going to do another one that's talking about Black Ops 2, or Black Ops 4, I mean, my bad. And then I'm going to do a third one probably talking about right now and what like the near future might be, which honestly, when I'm talking about my future, it's kind of pointless just because it changes so frequently. Just all my hobbies, not necessarily hobbies, but my interests, what I want to do with my time, it's changing all the time. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But this gameplay, real quick, that you're watching is actually from, I believe, the first 2K on Modern Warfare. It's a fun gunrunner gameplay, and this is actually my favorite map. I know spawns are extremely messed up on it right now, but I actually really do enjoy playing this map, and I think it's probably one of the only playable maps in the game. But anyways, back when I left off, it was before Huntsman had even left home to go to the Navy, and it was actually like a couple weeks before that, I believe. And I was talking about coming back to play Call of Duty competitively in World War II. I was going to find my own team. I was going to branch off from SSK, and Huntsman leaving kind of really gave me the option whether I leave or, whether I quit playing Call of Duty or whether I really try and take that next step. Because I think all four of us back in Black Ops 3, myself, Huntsman, John, and whatever teammate we had at the time, whether it be Logic or whoever, we all kind of, it was just kind of common for everyone to consider me the guy that they'd expect to go pro. I know obviously I really haven't done much with that quote unquote potential or those expectations that people gave me, but I was the kind of person that they figured would have been able to do it. And so I decided I'd take the leap. I'd really try and see if I could do anything, find my own team, and go from there. And actually, it started pretty early because in the off season, before Huntsman left even, we were playing Ghost. It was just me, Huntsman, Nitro. We were just playing Ghost wagers, just having fun. Or it wasn't even wagers. It was a GB, free ladder GB. And we played against this one dude, and his name was Vernacular in game. And I ended up dropping 16 on him on Octane search, and he ended up messaging us afterwards, and he was like, "Yo, can I play with you guys? My teammates kind of suck." And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So basically, I smoked Brandon, and that's how he ended up teaming with me. And then shortly after that, I moved away to school. I went to a college that's about an hour away from where I live, and I ended up I lived on campus with a couple friends in a dorm, and it was honestly a great experience. But one of the problems with it was I expected, I'd have my own little area where I could game, make videos, do all that stuff, and it ended up being a situation where it was just that one little dorm room. You had a bathroom connecting another dorm room, which was where my other two friends were, and you had me and my roommate in this one small bedroom area where we had just the 2 desks, 2 beds, and that was really all we had room for. And it made it really tough to make videos because obviously I couldn't if he's trying to sleep, I don't want to be talking and making all kinds of crazy videos. And sometimes it even made it harder to game, just because if I'm staying up till, at the time we even had a teammate that was like staying up till, or that wasn't even getting on until a little after midnight. And so we're trying to play 5 pro points, and we're staying up till like 6 a.m. And it's like, why are we even teaming with this guy if we got to stay up this late? And I felt really bad, because obviously I shouldn't be doing that. But then again, my roommate, all he did was sleep all day. It was actually crazy. Literally, if he wasn't out of the gym with our other roommate or with me or getting food, he was out. He was in his bed. He was sleeping on his phone, watching videos, watching movies, whatever, TV shows. So that was that. And Brandon and I, we had a couple people that we ran with at the beginning of the year. Didn't like it at all. We ended up leaving. We really, actually I ended up leaving, and then Brandon just sort of left like same day. And I ended up going to find my own team again, and I ended up finding this one team that was playing pro points, and I ended up hitting them up. They were like, yeah, sure. And after it, we ended up all playing together, and we got into a group chat, and we were like, yo, y'all just want a team? And I was like, sure. We all said sure, except for one dude, so we just had a team of 3 at the time, and we were looking for fourths, and I suggested Brandon as our 4th, and we ended up playing with Brandon. Things went very well, and this other dude was still trying to get other people, and I hit up the other dude that was in that team of 3 with us, and I just said, yo, if this dude isn't willing to play with him, you want to just become a team of 3, go find our own 4th, since this other dude that's in the team of 3 isn't very good. And it was actually Blake that was the person that I was talking to and suggesting that we went off and made a team of 3 with Brandon. And he was like, yeah, sounds good to me. And we ended up, the other person from the team of 3, he was like, yeah, you know what, fine, let's just play with him. And we ended up, getting an org and all that stuff. And after we got the org, we basically knew that we weren't going to play with him because he wasn't the best. So we dropped him right there, and that was that with him. And then we ended up, we were looking for another 4th. We found another 4th. We played for about a month or so. It was, I don't remember when we started with this new 4th, but we ended up playing until like the beginning of January, when Brandon actually made a move to Minnesota, because he's from Texas originally, and he was making a move to Minnesota. And that's where a lot of problems came in, because he moves to Minnesota. He doesn't have time to play. He doesn't have, he literally doesn't respond to us for like 4 days straight. We ask what's up, and finally I stepped in the group chat, and I was like, yo, Brandon, just let us know what's going on. If you can play, if you can't play, like what's going on, instead of just leaving us in the dark. And he was like, yeah, you guys should probably just find a new 4th. I'm not able to play. I don't have time. I don't have, I can't play right now. And we were like, okay, that's cool. And the 4th that we had at the time, I didn't really like personally. So I just hit up Blake, and I was like, yo, since Brandon can't play, you just want to be a team of 2 and try and find 2 better teammates. And he was like, yeah. And then like probably about a month or so went by. We couldn't find anybody that we liked. And we ended up just becoming, we didn't talk as much after that. And I lost interest in the game completely. And it actually really affected my mental state. Like, just in my life, I've had tons of problems with anxiety, and I know it's really cliche to say, so I really don't kind of talk about that as much. But when I had Call of Duty, that was like competitive Call of Duty at least, or just, some hobby like Call of Duty has been to me. It's so key in like my flow of life, to where I have something to put my time and effort towards. I have something to grow with and kind of measure myself. And it's a hobby of mine that is a passion, or that was a passion, and not having it be my passion anymore in World War II really took a lot out of me, because it's like, well, now what am I going to do with my free time? What am I going to, I just felt so unproductive, and like I'd given up on myself, but I literally couldn't do anything about it. I hated the game. I didn't want to play it. I had zero interest, and just even thinking about the game really just made me, I guess I don't know the word for it, but just thinking about the game made me sick, basically. Just that's how much I really didn't like it at the time. And I just felt so lost. It felt like a big part of me wasn't there anymore with how big Call of Duty's been in my life, all the way from back in World at War when I started playing it, and up until then it was like, well, I'd lost like, however much of my life. I've already put so much time into this, and it's like I'm not even playing it now. I just turned 18. I'm finally able to go to these pro events. I'm able to compete, and I'm not doing it. And I felt like I'd let myself down, and it was a very stressful situation that entire year. And on top of it, of course, moving away to school, I'm more isolated than ever because I've got to make new friends. I've got to branch out. I've got my roommates, and that's it. I've got to go. Everyone else is new. I've got to find new people. And that was a new experience for me as well. And I ended up not playing Call of Duty again until sometime over the summer. I was at work, and I remember exactly where I was at work. And I got a text from John asking if I could fill in for a league match. And I was like, and then, maybe like 20 minutes of convincing me later, I ended up deciding I'd do it. I get home, play the league match, and I was like top frag all 3 maps, even though I think we got 3-0'd. And I was like, okay, that was kind of cool. I felt like myself again, and I felt like I was contributing. I felt like I was still capable of being that guy that I knew myself to be back in Black Ops 3 and before. And it kind of sparked up my hobby again. And so then, over the next like couple days or so, I started feeling more and more like playing COD, and I ended up texting Brandon and Blake after, I think it was like that Friday. I don't remember which day everything was, but I think it was like 4 or 5 days later. I ended up texting them. I was like, "Yo, who wants to play some COD?" And they ended up. Originally, they told me they were in a team scrim, but I guess it was with somebody that they weren't really vibing with, and so they texted me and they said, "Yo, we're in a team scrim," and I was like, "Ah, shoot, I waited too long." And like 20 seconds later, they were like, join up or join the Cord or something like that, and I was like, "Oh, word!" And so I joined the Cord. We played a little bit, and we played rest of World War II until champs, and then after that, we kind of went back. We went back to Black Ops 3 because that was a game that was hot in that off season before Black Ops 4. And then I guess I'll probably end up leaving the rest of that for the Black Ops 4 vid because it could really go right into it, but it'd be too long of a video if I just tried cramming it all in right now. But, I think looking back on it, World War II to me, I really wish that I could have, like, honestly, just the way everything played out, like, I don't see any way that I could have changed that or avoided things or, not had that burnout. It's just the way things happen, and there's really nothing I could do about that. But anyways, I will be posting hopefully sometime soon the Black Ops 4 video. I think that one's going to be a lot easier to make because it's a lot more recent, a lot more stuff that I can remember, and just overall I think it's going to be a lot easier for me to make and a lot more organized because I feel like I was sort of a little all over the place. A lot was just, kind of basic, whatever. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please click the like button, subscribe for more, and comment if you have any comment suggestions, questions, concerns, anything. Leave those down in the comment section down below. This has been KKamm, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.